All right. I am here. I am here. I am here. I was clearing things up on Facebook. Just you may always we always have some challenges recently on Facebook. Great and wonderful people of Biafra. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good day to some of you. Good night rather to some of you, depending on where you are watching from. And you are welcome to this program. While you are joining, share this video, invite others to join. If you are joining us, share the video, invite others to join. Very, very important. Let me see if we are coming out on YouTube. Are we coming out live on YouTube? I believe yes. We are on YouTube. We are coming out clear. But let me confirm. Please, someone confirm for me. Are we coming out clear on YouTube? Before we kick it off. And Facebook. Okay, thank you very much, Basil Chijeku. And Python. Thank you very much watching from YouTube. Thank you very much for that clarification. And then those watching on Facebook at Judge Money Blog, are we coming out on Facebook correctly? Please confirm for me so that we will have no interruption once we kickstart this program, because we are only going to we're going to be here maximum 2 hours maximum, because otherwise we can be here 1 hour 30 minutes depending on how the program goes. So while you are joining, you welcome others and share this video. If you are watching on YouTube at Judge Money Blog Africa, subscribe to that YouTube channel. If you are watching on Facebook at Judge Money Blog, share the video, kindly share the video, invite other people to join. It is very, very necessary, because we need actually to make sure that this message is well delivered. Because of course you may have seen the handwork of the enemy. I'm sharing a screen. This is the one that I'm supposed to be sharing. Okay, because if you look at this news from Punch, and then you look at this news from Daily Trust, I want you to see these two news from Daily Trust and from Punch newspaper. Now we are going to actually, analyze what is going on in this news. Don't forget that we have grown past that stage of talking about the agent provocateur. And don't forget that he's doing everything he can to make sure we continue to talk about him. But it is not going to work. This time around, I want to show you in this news you see in here, which is by Daily Trust. What is written in that news and how that news is presented is actually what is mind-boggling. It is mind-boggling. And, in this regard, you will now understand those who are direct and indirect sponsoring the killings in our land. Sponsoring the killings in our land. Remy Jovi, thank you very much. I see you on YouTube. Now you are going to see those who are sponsoring the killings in our land, because it has become very, very important that each and every time when these people, they come up with their tricks, we will give them a befitting response. Please, if you are watching on Facebook, Facebook is actually fighting with us, but if you are watching on that Facebook, share the video, invite others to join. Let me see. Okay. Yes. Now, they said here, of course, you can see the small screen on top. I believe you can see the small screen on top. I don't know if it is sharing my own screen. No. You shouldn't be sharing my own screen. No. Okay. Let me see which one I have selected. Alright, so in this regard, it is sharing what you are seeing in front of your screen right now is what says that Epa was paid $1 million to destroy Obi's chances, Ohaneze. We are going to be talking about it. I will share light to it. I will share a very bright light to it. And now, you know, it is only now that they know. Now, I want you to read this one. Read carefully. Because these are the things that get our attentions. Whenever we see such things, it is actually what we don't want to see, because the enemy is doing everything to make us lose focus. But we will lose that focus for the sake of setting up an example. We will lose that focus for the sake of making sure that our voices are heard. Because if you look at what these people are doing, I believe we are live on Twitter. We are live on Twitter. Those watching on Twitter, kindly retweet the video. I believe I have added every entities, groups, and fraternities that basically are interested in Biafra and its, activities. That is the reason why we must be live on Twitter, and we must continue to share that on Twitter as well. So, because it is quite very, very important that, okay, let me push it back to where we are so that you will see where we are. We send this message. Ohaneze places 37 million naira bounty on Ipob leader Epa. That is the news coming from Daily Trust. And this news coming from Daily Trust is as a result of this Daily Trust sponsoring and doing everything to actually protect the killers in our land. That is what Daily Trust is doing. Daily Trust, the gutter media that Nigeria have, they are propagating those who are terrorizing Biafra land. And I need to find out exactly where this Daily Trust to come from. I need to find out to see if it is, what type of conflict of interest could that be. Now let me see who is the owner of Daily Trust. I believe that I have made an exposition about them before. And I am going to make that exposition again to actually refresh your mind to it. Who is the owner of Daily Trust, Gutter Media? I know they're also looking for popularity. They are also looking for cheap popularity. That is the reason why they wouldn't stop at nothing but to continue to blackmail IPOB. Media Trust Limited, Nigeria-based Media Trust Limited. Okay, who is the owner? That's what I want to know. He said Nazuru Mikalu, Media Trust Daily Newspaper, Kabir Yusuf, Media Trust. Okay, Naziru Mikailo, Hamza Idris. Founder is Kabir Yusuf. No wonder. Now I'm getting the point. The point is that these are the people. Let me find out, or if you have your anything, you will be able to get this information from me. Let us find out which party or political party is this Kabir Yusuf. Is Kabir Yusuf. Kabir Yusuf. Okay. Just you can easily ask which political party is Kabir Yusuf. Daily Trust. One moment. Let's see. Okay. Now it is making sense. Hey, I'm actually exposing you to how to connect a dot, because so many of you, the problem we have, we don't do what if analysis. The biggest problem that we have is that, I hope we are still live on Facebook. I just hope we are still live on Facebook. Let me find out, because I don't know. We are doing something very important. Oh, what the hell? We are off on Facebook. They have cut us off on Facebook. Why? Why is it that anytime we come out to expose these people, whenever we come out to expose these people, they will start fighting us, especially on Facebook. Reason best known to them. At least on YouTube, they will suppress your numbers, and but Facebook will just kick you out. They just kick you out. That's what Facebook are doing to me right now. That is what they are doing to me right now. They just kick me out. So 1 minute, let me connect back to Facebook. Let us connect back. And then, wow. Okay. It's all making sense right now, believe you me. It is all making sense. But let's get back to Facebook first. Let me also find out the reason why I was kicked out. I am trying to find out the reason why we were kicked off Facebook. So 1 moment, because this gospel we must preach. Now let's do this. I don't know if it is going to actually remove us also. if I try to do what I'm trying to do right now. Let me see what is going on here. I hope did I even come out clear on Facebook at all? Yeah, everything is fine here. Everything is alright here. I don't know. So let me connect again. Let's connect again. But this Facebook is irritating. It's irritating, seriously. And to connect to Facebook is a lot of work. Gosh. Let's connect on Facebook. Where do I collect it? One moment. Let's see. Let's see. So all right, yes, there we go. We are going back live on Facebook. We are going back live on Facebook. I don't know if we are there yet. Let's find out if we are there yet. We are here on Facebook back. Please, if you are joining us on Facebook, I don't know what is the reason why Facebook is fighting us in this thing that we are doing. We are talking about daily trust here. And we are talking about how they are using their papers to sponsor terrorism in Nigeria. That is what we are talking about. And it is not about Facebook that we are talking about, that they have to kick us out. Because, believe you me, I am not having technical problem in my studio. I am not having technical problem. Not even atom of it. I am, whatever I am doing here, I know that I am clear. I am clear. Let me confirm again. Facebook that we are talking about. We are coming out on Facebook as well. So please share this video on Facebook, retweet this video on Twitter, and actually get, like this YouTube for the algorithm to do the sharing. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Welcome this afternoon, because we have come again to make sure we proceed with the teaching of our historic path and our historic, meaning and the beginning. And while we are at it, we are going to also expose the enemies who have stirred up their head against IPOB. We are going to expose them one after another, just because we say that we are not interested in the things that this, agent provocateur is doing. They know we are going to focus. That is the reason why they have hired Daily Trust. And these are the same people that are actually promoting terrorism one way or the other in Nigeria. Now, I will tell you why I said so. Listen to this. Let us actually see the reason why Daily Trust will call the agent provocateur Ipob leader. Let us see the reason why Daily Trust will look at the agent provocateur and call him Ipob leader. Let me see what is also going on. Okay, we are still there on Facebook. I thought they have. So why do you think that is the reason why they say Ohaneze places 37 million bounty on Ipob leader? On Ipob leader, Epa. Why? Why do you think they did it? Because I know that they are very, very deliberate about what they did here. They are very, very deliberate about it. Then Punch newspaper, dude, I don't know what is going on here. Okay, now Punch newspaper now said Epa was paid $1 million to destroy Obi's presidential ambition. That is what Punch newspaper said. I am going to analyze all of it. All I need you to bring is your pen and paper, or you bring your memory and come with your frontal lobe, because it is very, very necessary you come with it. It is going to help us in this what if analysis we are going to do here. Not only what if analysis, we are going to expose those who are actually hiding under their mask, sponsoring the insecurity in Biafra land. We are going to expose those because they believe they are more intelligent than us. They believe that they can do whatever they want and get away with it. But now, listen to this before we go to Vanguard. If you look at this, Ohaneze placed 37 million bounty on Ipob leader Epa. Now, I want you to underline that place is written Epa. That is one of the reasons why you should come with your pen and papers, so that we will fall in line. Underline that place where they said Ipob leader Epa. Now, the leadership of Ohaneze Ndigbo worldwide yesterday called on the residents in Southeast states to ignore the 2-day sit-at-home order declared by the faction of. Did you hear what is written there? Faction of. I want you to know the same newspaper is the one who said that. Listen to what the same newspaper said. For you to see how Fulani will always contradict themselves. In any time when they come out to find a way to kill people for no reason, to do things that are not benefiting to human being. Look at what they said here. Ohaneze places 37 million bounty on Ipob leader Epa. Pay attention to that. Now they went down and said the leadership of Ohaneze Ndigbo. I want you to see what is going on this, because they have placed themselves in a very mighty mess, in a conundrum that they will not find a way to navigate. Now, the leadership of Ohaneze Ndigbo worldwide yesterday called on residents in the southeast to ignore the 2-day sit-at-home order declared by the faction. This is the same people writing on top. Ipob leader Eba came down and they say declared by the faction. So who and whose news are they writing? Does it mean that whenever Daily Trust want to write a news, they will have to actually write their mind first? They have to actually be personal about the news that they want to send to you. If they want to send to you a news, it is indeed what you are seeing from Daily Trust as a news is what is called perspective. It is not the truth. It is somebody's thought that Daily Trust is actually bringing to you, not the news. They make the news to be, they actually, contradict the news that they want to send to you. Because they believe that every one of you who are reading this news are daft. They believe that every one of you who are reading this news are illiterate. That is exactly what they believe. They are undermining you guys. That is the reason why they could come out to write Ipob leader Eba and came down and now declare that, by the faction of, let's see the faction of what? Let's see the faction of what? The faction of the leadership of Ohaneze Igbo. The leadership of Ohaneze Igbo worldwide yesterday called on residents in Southeast State to ignore the 2-day sit at home declared by the faction of the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, led by Simon Njokwepa. Are you seeing what is going on here? Number one, the Daily Trust said, because it is assumed that Daily Trust have made their own finalization without investigation. Daily Trust, when they are writing their news, they write perception to you. They're not writing what is called authentic news. They write the news irrationally. They write this news out of their emotions. They are not reporting exactly what is given as information or what the findings of their investigation done by their investigative journalism. They are not bringing it out. That is the reason why the same person, it is this one person who write this news. It is not even up to one page. It is not up to one page. Now they wrote Eba, Ipob leader. They didn't put faction Ipob or Ipob faction. They now came down and said the leadership of Ohaneze Igbo yesterday called on the resident to Southeast State, on the resident in the Southeast State to ignore the 2-day sit at home order declared by the faction of the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra. Number one, led by Simon and Joko. Number one, I want to actually, whoever that it is there, of course, it might be Daily Trust that is writing this outlawed. Now, because I don't believe it is Ohaneze, even if it is them, and even if it is them, the reporter, have contradicted himself already. So I will put it on the reporter while I am actually addressing this. And if it is Ohaneze Igbo, it means that they are still fooling themselves. But I am putting it on the reporter for the sake of the hits, how the headline, the header of the news, it says Eba, the leader of Ipob, and now the leader of the faction of the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra. Ohaneze is an outlawed indigenous people of Biafra because they are also indigenous people of Biafra. Now, the newspaper is a Fulani terrorist newspaper. The only thing they promote is terrorism. That is the reason why they can never report. They will never be actually objective in their reportage. That is exactly what you see here. As a result of never being objective, he called this person leader of Ipob. Came down, the same people tell you the leader of the faction of the outlawed. They now labeled now IPOB. They now labeled IPOB down here. But they never labeled them on top there. They now label them led by Ep and Joko. This is the two different, perspectives coming out from one newspaper on one news. Two different perspectives. I believe that whenever you are a writer or a journalist, whenever you come across something, even if you want to be, what do you call it? Technical about your writings or whatever you are presenting. If you want to be more technical about it, or you have to actually, be technical and watch the way you write them. Now, would you actually argue that it was a mistake on top? Calling this faction, this man you called faction, while at the news, the leader of Ipob. While naming him faction again, you now added proscribed Ipob. Because that is the real meaning of outlawed. Who proscribed Ipob? Let's start up from educating these terrorists. Who proscribed Ipob? Terrorist government. Who proscribed our movement? The terrorist government led by Garba Shehu in Asorok. Those are the ones who proscribe IPOB. And now when there was appeal for the proscription of IPOB, why did they run away from the appeal? Why did this terrorist organization run away, from the appeal? Let us be actually objective here and realistic. How can you issue a verdict in the same court that you don't respect? Now appeal was passed through that court that you don't respect. You ignored it. You don't want to bring it up because you know that these people you called outlawed, they are actually good human beings. They are actually organization fighting for those that you are actually your outlawed groups. Secret organization that you people are affiliated to and sponsoring are actually trying to use sabotage to bring these people down in order to carry out your terrorist activities against her people. That is exactly what these people are doing here. Take it or leave it. It is what they are doing here. Now, let me read further and see if we will. The sit-at-home order was in protest of the continued detention of the leader of Ipob, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who is facing trial. Did you see from the same? Hey, oh, Chukwu kikabia memekwara mebele. Hey, Sfolani. Hey, Tofiakwa. Did you hear that? How many leaders does Ipob have from the beginning? How many different Ipob from the beginning? Number one is that Epa, the leader of Ipob. Second one is that the proscribed outlawed Ipob, Epa. Third one is that the third one is that the third one is now that in protest, they said in protest, let's see who is protesting. They said in protest, did you see it? Here, in protest in protest of the continue the detentions of the leader of Ipob, Nnamdi Kanu, who is facing trial. These are Gota media who does not even know when trial is finished. But these people, they go to court. They are supposed to be reporting realities. They cannot report reality. Did you see what they wrote here again? They sit at home in the protest of, in the protest of the continued detention of the leader of Ipob, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who is facing trial. When the trial finished on the 13th of October, they told you that you should repatriate this man back to where you got him because an act of terrorism was meted against him, violation of international law and treaty, and violation of extradition treaty that you might have with Kenya. Then that is how the law quoted it to be. What happened? What happened is that this Gota media does not know that the trial is finished. Gota media, they are not aware that trial is finished. Eba had declared it at home on Monday and on Tuesday across the Southeast. But the Southeast Sociocultural Apex group condemned the activities of the faction led by Finland-based EPA and placed a bounty of $50,000 in equivalent of 37 million naira on him. 37 million naira on him. So now let us see who is the owner of. Let's see who is the owner of Daily Trust, so that we will know where our enemy is coming from and what is the motive behind our enemy's move against us. Now, when I show you this, I want you to read it. The owner of this Daily Trust, let me show you, is Abba Kabir Yusuf. Abba Kabir Yusuf, he is the founder. Abba Kabir Yusuf, he is the founder. Now, born in 5 of February. And now let me tell you that this Abba Kabir Yusuf is a politician. The person who made you to, who want to actually, the person who is trying to blackmail IPOB using their Gota media, that person is a politician. They are using is a Fulani. Now let me tell you a very, small story about his biography. Then maybe from there you will understand what we are facing, where it is coming from, and the reason why it is very, very necessary for us to continue what we are doing, ignoring the agent provocateur, and focus, because it is hurting them and it is making them to bring themselves out. And whenever they do, ours is to bring it to you and analyze it. Then you will understand that we know what we are saying. Each time we come online and we tell you something, you will understand it is the truth. Look at it. Abir Kabir Yusuf, also known as Abba, born 5 January 1963, is a Nigerian politician who contested the 2019 election for governor of Kano State under the People's Democratic Party. He is the son-in-law of Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, the one we are talking about yesterday, who say he is Igbo, who want to push a narrative called Sandy Igbo, that he is Igbo. Kwankwaso, Hey! Hey! Judge one ifuli ife. Now, listen to it. He is the son-in-law of Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. Abba served in the Executive Council of Kano State from 2011 to 2015. Now listen up. This is the owner, this is the founder of Daily Trust. This is the owner, this is the founder of Daily Trust. He is a politician, very, PDP affiliated. And this same person that is affiliated to PDP is the man who is Kwankwaso's son-in-law, which means everything they are doing, they are trying to promote the PDP candidacy, doing everything that they can in order to make sure that PDP win. What they are doing is that they will go inside the bush and kill. They will run outside and say who killed this. The another thing they are doing, they are using a double-edged sword. Pardon me if you believe I'm using this all the time, but it is very, very important. They are using a double-edged sword on, against IPOB. Now I know that there was something I told you in August 2021. I will remind you now about the activities of the agent provocateur, how they were trying to attract a politician to actually sponsor what they are doing so that they will say they are actually stopping election in Biafra land. Now listen up here. Pay a very good attention. That's why I say bring your pen and papers. If you know you are a forgetful somebody, you come with your pen and papers. Very, very important. Now, let's check here. This man is a PDP, Kwankwaso's son-in-law. I hope I remember it correctly what I read. Now, they are the ones trying all their possible best to make sure that IPOB is, humiliated. That IPOB, while they are trying to make sure that IPOB is humiliated, they are trying to use the same IPOB to shine. Do you get it? They are trying to use the same IPOB to shine. How? If you look at, Atiku's speech when he was at, I believe when Soludo hosted him or after Soludo hosted him. I want you to go back to that speech where he said Biafra existed in the First Republic. He said that Biafra existed in the First Republic. Now, if for you as a Biafran to go out there and, vote for him because he said Biafra existed in the First Republic, at least it is the truth that he is speaking. They existed before the First Republic, rather. Now, the truth he said, trying to use the truth to bribe his way into the people that he is secretly trying to sabotage. He is secretly trying to sabotage IPOB through Daily Trust. And Daily Trust is owned by son-in-law of Kwankwaso. And who is this Kwankwaso? Kwankwaso, I believe, is who? Is it P2B? Let's see who is this Kwankwaso. Who is Kwankwaso? Let us see who is Kwankwaso. Rabiu Kwankwaso. Okay, Rabiu Kwankwaso, Kano State Governor. Which party is he affiliated to? Let's find out which party is he. Which party? Because the one we don't know, we will find out. What is I am not getting what I am. I have to. I want to get here. I am trying to find out something. Kwankwaso is in which political party? Did you write it? Let me see if I find. I will get that report quickly from someone. Let me see. Okay, it's in which political party? Somebody please, who is Atiku's running mate? Who is Atiku's running mate? NNPP. Who is Atiku's running mate, please? He is NNPP. Thank you, Ohaneze. Who is Atiku's running mate? Akowa. So who is Kwankwaso? Thank you, Karagold. Is it Akowa or Okowa? Is it Okowa? Okay, New Nigeria People's Party. Okay, it is Okowa. Okowa is Atiku's running mate. And who is this Kwankwaso? Let me see, maybe. Hello? Okay, he is a presidential candidate. So he is aligning with the. He is independent politician who is a presidential candidate, right? Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
It didn't work out for them. He wants B2B to be his vice. So B2B refused. Yes.
Okay, that is the one that people spotted him with Boko Haram or something like that.
No, it's not the one. He's a former Kano governor.
No, there was a time that he wanted to align with P2B. Then people started protesting about it.
I don't know if it's the way. All of them are aligned with Boko Haram anyway, but he's under this, he's contesting under this something, the party.
NNPP.
Anyway. Yes, exactly, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, if you want to know him very well, you can type Kwankwaso in Tata's house. Just type Kwankwaso in Tata's house. You will see him, you see the man.
Correct.
Okay.
Now,
Peter, you see the man.
All right. Thank you very much, my comrade. Thank you very much. Now it is becoming more clearer. It is becoming more clearer. He couldn't align with P2B. let me put up this disclaimer, because this disclaimer, what I am trying to do here might actually make you to think that I am affiliated with or to any of these political candidate or group or their. I am not affiliated to any of them. All of them are all, gangs of thieves. None of them, are going to deliver you from this Nigeria. None of them is going to deliver you. I am putting up this disclaimer, but let me speak something the way it is, because I will always speak it the way it is. Who gets hurt, get hurt. Who is crying, continue to cry. Now, listen to it. Because Kwankwaso could not align with P2B, they have to do everything in their power to actually find a way to bring P2B down. This is the politics that they are doing in Nigeria. And the way they are going to do it, the same IPOB, don't forget where we started, where that the Daily Trust, who is connected to this Kwankwaso, the owner of Daily Trust, who has a connection with Kwankwaso, is the one who came out to call Epa Ipob leader. You know why? Because he is well aware of how they have actually bribed him. He is aware of the deal that Ohaneze Ndibo is talking about. The reason why, let me also put up this, Ohaneze Ndibo is talking about that because it is directly affecting them. That is the reason why they are talking about it. I am still coming to that end. Because Oyobona ge Ketiana this afternoon. Everybody is involved. Now, Ohaneze Ndibo is lamenting because it is not a good business for them. Now, Kwankwaso's son-in-law, or according to what I read here, Rabiu, or Kabiu, the owner of Daily Trust, is actually the man who said that Simon is the leader of Ipob. Do you know why? Because these are the people who are promoting terrorism in Nigeria, and they know that the only way they are going to bring their futajalons in our land, it is only promoting somebody who they are going to, is going to be causing senseless insecurity in our land. While you are busy fighting with each other, they will be getting terrorists to troop into their own part of their terrorists, to troop into your villages, Fulani terrorists, and into your bushes. While you are trying to bring calmness, while the military will be chasing every boy's young man in Biafra land, they will be sending their terrorists in your bushes. Because no one will see them. Everybody is indoors for the fear of military. Alibo is militarized. Biafra land is bleeding. Courtesy of these politicians. Now, this man who owns Daily Trust, who is calling Epa the leader of IPOB, for the sake of them trying out their best to proscribe IPOB, that man, he is a terrorist himself. Because he knows Epa is not part of IPOB. He knows Epa is a criminal. He knows Epa is doing his own thing, the agenda given to him. And this agenda was only given to him to find a way to proscribe IPOB. With every nonchalant, things that they are doing. But in this regard, if he's really a true Igbo man, I don't think and I don't know if he is well aware of what he's doing. I don't know if he is well aware of what he's doing. If he is true, if he is an Igbo man, of course, I doubt 100%. I doubt it if he is an Igbo man. And don't get me wrong if you see me doubting it. because that is the way he is playing. Otu onye si eme ka ekwesi akụli ya. That is exactly the way he is behaving. Look at it. Let's read this news from Ohaneze Igbo so that it will now context. I will bring this context together in order to give you a befitting analysis on that. Listen up. He said EPA was paid $1 million to destroy Obi's chances. Ohaneze. Now, let me read further. The Apex Sociocultural Organization in Igbo land, the Ohaneze Igbo Worldwide, has urged Simon to return the alleged $1 million he collected from his paymaster to tarnish the chances of the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, in the 2023 presidential election. Now, I want you to know, Ohaneze Igbo, if they even come out to tell you they don't know who is this paymaster, they are lying. If they will come out to tell you who is this paymaster, if they cannot come out to say it, they are not being sincere with themselves yet, because they know whom this paymaster is. Let me tell you why. Remember, from the month of August, I've been telling you that there is a plot, that the reason why the agent provocateur was actually screaming there will be no election, from the beginning, was as a result of what he is advertising himself for. And later stage, I told you, it happened in Anambra State election. It happened in Anambra State election, when he was screaming no election in Anambra State. This was the same thing that took place. He, approached APC-led candidate, charged 1 billion naira to see if he will boycott the Anambra State election, and it failed. That's where he released all his arsenals and start calling names and start trying to make sure that they destroy the name of the DOS and China Samoro and Chike Dosia by lying that to say that they call off sit at home on election day and say people should go and vote because they have collected money. You are now seeing the reason why I brought that one when I got that information. And the reason why I got that information when that money was not paid to him, because I believe it will be because he did not deliver, because that money was not paid to him by the gubernatorial candidate of Anambra State, because of course election was not boycotted. I don't know if the arrangement was boycott it, I pay you, or if you don't get it, or he proposed that whether I get it or not, you will pay me. I will bring problem to some places. So because it didn't come out, then the agent provocateur started fighting using his platform where he claimed he is, doing your struggle, to start fighting the politician that they had an initial arrangement with in secret. You believe it was exposition. It was not exposition. It was a fight. It was a fight. When he started telling you that Soludo, whoever, that if you undermine what you said against Andy Oba, that it is Andy Oba will be the potential person of causing insecurity in Biafra land. Recall. Of course you did. Now, at the end of it, that information now was exposed, because you can't have cause something against somebody if they have anything against you, because they know it is a fight. It is not a regular exposition. So that is the reason why they had to, find a way to, discuss it with somebody which got the information leaked. Now, I told you as well that if you know Wazurike, and I know Wazurike knows the APC Anambra State candidate, and you should go and inquire from Wazurike and find out if I am telling the truth or lying. Now, let's leave it there. Now, I said to you, the same thing he started doing that time he started screaming no election in Biafra land. It was as a result of, what I have told you. He started screaming no election. He is actually marketing himself because he knows that Nigeria is rooted on corruption. He knows that Nigeria is actually born on corruption. That if you can do that, that is their easiest way of giving an excuse. You have given them an off-ramp they will use to say that, after rigging an election, because they will rig an election while you are at what you are doing. Whether you do it or not, they will rig an election, but they want an off-ramp of how, what they will give as an excuse while they rig the election. That is exactly what they are looking for. Now somebody is out there trying to grant them this off-ramp free of charge. Now, one party took advantage of it. One of these parties, a presidential candidate here party, took advantage of the advert, and now you have seen as a result of that advert, you have seen what it is resulted to now. You have seen what it has resulted to. I said it and I said it over and over again. People ignored it. Now Ohaneze, I told you that the problem of a black man is that they will always wait for their petrol to finish thoroughly before they will look for alternatives, before they will actually find a way to, to help themselves. How can you be driving a vehicle? The vehicle show you a yellow light that your petrol is now on reserve. You can maybe, if it is a Toyota, you might be able to travel probably plus minus 50 kilometers or even 75 kilometers when it goes on reserve. If you don't know these things, okay, whether you know it or not, you don't want to take chances. Now, if it is every other car, like a Mercedes-Benz, when it goes on reserve, you may be able to travel like 50 kilometers or no, you may be able to travel like maybe 50 kilometers because Toyota consumption is very low. It is very low on fuel because their piston and their and the whatever this thing is big. It's a small, very low consumption. It's small. While the Mercedes is big. They might be sharing the same amount of tank, but because Mercedes always come with big piston and so many gadgets that pushes the car. Now, that is the reason why the Toyota will be lower consumption. Now, your leaders in Nigeria, or you can extend it to Africa at large, they will drive these cars. They will only remember that this car petrol is finished when the car get them stuck on the roadside. That's the only time they will realize, oh, petrol has finished. He entered gauge, he entered gauge. I thought it is going to take me, it will be able to take me to Ose. Now problem you have caused extra problem. Along the line of finishing, it might push dirt into the petrol filter. Now block it. At the end of the day, if it is a serviceable filter, you service your filter. You have to take out extra money to service the filter. Or if it is not, you have to replace the filter. This is the problem of politicians in Nigeria and Africa in extension. Because I want you to know, when these things were actually emanating, when both the advert was happening, they did not talk about it. When the talks were going on, they did not talk about it. The only time they sought to talk about it, Ohaneze, is what I am talking about. It is when, after it is now, almost late. After it is almost late, they start talking about it. They start writing it on the news. Because this is the same thing. This is how IPOB will always present you information for you to start, for you to do something about it. I want the world to know how ignorant our politicians are. I want the world to know, when we speak the way we speak, they should understand that these people, they don't understand any other language except such language that we are speaking. That's the only time they will understand it. Because when you are still giving them any atom of respect, they believe that you don't mean business. That is what Nigeria politicians, they are doing. When these things were the discussions and the connections and the introductions were going on, they never reacted. They never remembered that it is going to scuttle their Igbo presidency. They didn't. Even when I exposed it, they did not react that it is going to scuttle their Igbo presidency. The only reason why they start coming to say it now is because they have realized now it is going to affect their Igbo presidency. They come out to speak it. The same way they could not come out to speak when the Fulanis are looking for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu helter skelter. Sorry, they were looking for him bumper to bumper, or they were chasing after him. They did not come to actually blow the whistle, but because they blowing this whistle, even placing bounty to show you that even them, they know about bounty they know to place on Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and they know how, they know who cashed the bounty. They know everything. But now the problem is, the only reason why they are against this one, because it is bad belly for them. It is bad belly for them. Look at it. This guy has been ridiculing the activities of IPOB all this while. And we continue to lament and we continue to make call that distancing ourselves from this person, because before you make a move, Ipob already know where you are going, because we are intellectual. We have intellect amongst us. We have geniuses amongst us. We have people who reason, whom their frontal lobe is at work at every given time. We have them. We actually, whatever we expose, they undermine it. At the end, that thing will come to bite them. Sometimes they will lament, sometimes they keep quiet because of their ignorance and the shame that they're going to bring to themselves. It will come back haunting them. They will not speak. This person has been haunting you guys, your people. You haven't known that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu meant well for everybody in Nigeria. He never actually got himself involved with killing his own people. I will not say he never ever promoted any atom of violent. He might have promoted atom of violence. But on which basis? On which ground? On a self-defense. On a self-defense. Now I want to ask you, do you know the meaning of self-defense? Self-defense, an act of self-defense is when somebody is violently approaching you to harm you, to kill you. You have to be violently responsive or proactive to stop that person. That is an act of self-defense. Self-defense not only on himself, because they tried to kill him in 2017. Did he actually launch Eastern Security Network that time? The answer is no. Because he was not, the launching of Eastern Security Network was not embedded on the self-benefit. It was actually embedded on selfless benefit. On protecting lives and properties and livelihood of our people. That's why he actually launched Eastern Security Network when Fulani were actually making their ways into our land. It was embedded to safeguard our land from terrorists that is already ravaging the whole northern and even western part of Nigeria, and the middle belt, they may call it. The whole of these areas are being traumatized, are being removed, sent to IDP, refugees camp, as a result of the menace of terrorist attacks on these areas. And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu decided to find a way to make sure that he mitigates, because you can never ever, stop them thoroughly. They might, because they are sponsored by the government. That's why you can't stop them thoroughly. But to mitigate their expansion and their killings in our land. Because the more you chasing them out, the more you are actually killing them back, the more the government is empowering them. That's why I will say that you will not eradicate them as long as the government is empowering them. Even if you eradicate them, they will always find a way to come back. Because the larger institution is empowering them. Now, coming to conclusion. This same Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, Ohaneze, you people watched. And this same Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the Fulanis that he is fighting in your land, they gathered in one consent. And they tell themselves, let us make sure that we create, a situation whereby we are going to fish this man out and make sure that this man never speak again, and make sure we destroy these people that he set up, this organization, the fraternity that he set up to counter the activities of the Fulani movement or Fulani jihadist movement. As a result of such, that was how this same Fulani went and placed 100 million bounty on the head of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Ohaneze, you knew you didn't talk. But now, as a result of now taking this man who have the interest of everyone in that zoo country called Nigeria at heart, you people kept quiet. As a result of it now, a criminal took advantage of it. Do you see that as an opportunity to actually make himself relevant, rich, selfishly, while pretending that he is doing what the man you have captured did? At whose peril? At your own people's peril. Because if anybody want to say that they are fighting to protect or to defend the land of Biafra, they will not start that fight in the land of Biafra. They take the fight to the enemy. If you know that you want to fight, take the fight to the enemy. Let the enemy feel the wrath. everything is fair in love and war. In love and war. Take the fight to the enemy. But instead, you bring the fight to your land, your so-called land according to you. And you are traumatizing children every day. Killing pregnant women. Taking away people's way of livelihood. The same people we have devoted our time and resources to protect and actually make sure that these people are saved and make sure that these people feel safe in everything they are doing to survive in that damnable contraption called Nigeria. Among that, this person, came up and sabotaging all this effort through making these people to suffer, through making these people to go to bed hungry on a Monday, through making these people to cry, through making these people to die. Yet we say it is the same person we want to save. Who is idiot here? Who is so stupid that cannot understand the handwriting written on the wall? Ohaneze, you saw it, you were watching. It is only IPOB, just like we have wanted it. Now it is now coming back and haunting, your own ambition to assume office. To go and continue dancing the dance of the beat of Fulani as a presidency. Ipob. Because you don't want anything to scuttle your chances. So you don't want anything to scuttle your chances. We will know that we don't have a sense of belonging. You kept quiet if you may be. They need that child that when you are done falling, now you start catching yourself on the ground. You already fall. You were falling. You did not make an effort to catch up. Only when you're on the ground, you start making an effort to catch up. No, you are already on the ground. You just need to get up from there. Stop actually, fooling yourselves. Evil that men do will always dwell with them. I keep on saying this. Onye batalon kwaruru silingwala biali olele. Ezoku Chineke kanga na-ekwu. If it is the truth that will make me not to live long, so be it. Ezoku Chineke. Without being prejudiced against anybody, but continue to speak the truth. That is where I am standing. Now, this person continued to thwart the activities of IPOB to make sure he is a faction. You never said it from the beginning. Because you never said it from the beginning. He was a faction created by your opposition parties. You didn't expose it. Only when now it is directly involving you. Because that your opposition parties now, they have a long-term planning. You always myopic. You only have short-term planning. That's why I say your fuel finish, you go and look for gallon and look for funnel. Look for a pipe to bring it to the full tank. Because your opposition party, they know long-term planning. They invested long-term investment. That's what they did. You, as myopic as you are, you don't know long-term investment. All you do is you just allow it to roll. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. When that your friend, you finish fighting your enemy, you still calling him your friend. The way they will bite you. I got waggy call one call on wine, or one god in don't come. Or one call on wine. The one they called 10,000 legs. They will bite you the way it actually bites. Then you will see death while still alive. Now, as a result of this thing you did, you are now bringing us a news, presenting us with a news, telling us that the Apex Sociocultural organization in Igbo land, the Ohaneze and Igbo worldwide, has asked Simon to return alleged $1 million he collected from his paymasters to tarnish the image of their Igbo presidents as they may, whatever they may say there. And then, according to the group, EPA would be hunted across the world by to pay for the atrocities he has committed against the Southeast geopolitical zone. It further observed that the leader of the splitter group of the indigenous people of Biafra was acting the script of those who were opposed to a Nigerian president of Igbo extraction. Wait, who's made this comment now? Wait, let me read this very well. Let us find who made this comment. According to the group, EPA would be hunted across the world to pay for the atrocities he has committed against the Southeast geopolitical zone. It further observed that the leader of the splitter group of the indigenous people of Biafra was acting the script of those who were opposed to a Nigeria president of Igbo extraction. Okay, so who are those? Ohaneze, who are those? You know those. It is only now that as you know, make a hair while the sun is shining. If you had making hair while the sun is shining, you will not find yourself in this conundrum with high blood pressure. Even you, Ipob, you will not find yourself in this conundrum. Had you exposed these things from the beginning, you wouldn't find yourself in this rubbish. Because there is always somebody who will use opportunity of somebody else's predicament and they will use it to shine. Just like the things you created. IPOB does not have faction. The criminals you people groomed to come and be acting like the leader of IPOB. Of course, he is now affiliated to, of course, the party he is affiliated to now is no longer your party. It has come to the time of election. Remember, every political party might be friends, but once it comes to the time of election, every political party will answer their surname. They become partisan. They will even fight. They will even kill each other for the sake of that same election. So that is as a result of what you are seeing here now. You are reaping what you have sown. You are reaping exactly what you sowed over this year. You are reaping what you sowed over this year. Now let me tell you how that you are reaping what you sowed over this year. Listen up. The reason is that you wrote here that it further observed that the leader of the splitter group of the indigenous people of Biafra was acting the script of those who were opposed to a Nigeria president of Igbo extraction. He is acting based on the script. Who gave them that script? And who is motivating that script? If you people want to be truthful to yourselves, you know exactly who gave them that script. You know exactly. You remember when I started talking about it. It was like a joke. And I was talking about it not to favor you people, but for the favor of the indigenous people of Biafra and its movement for secession. That is the reason why I started exposing that on time. But everyone undermined it. It Today, it has come to bite you guys. The same way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will always tell you things in advance. You will ignore it. It will come to bite you. IPOB. Don't think that holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you have stopped the gospel and this position. No. You have actually empowered people to discover their calling. That's what you did. You have empowered people to discover their calling is to stand side by side with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's what you have done. But you have not actually found out how it might affect you. That is as a result, we are here to continue on the truth of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to continue to propagate his gospel. The gospel of Elohim, which was given to him to propagate. Now you are crying. You are now calling him a splitter group. A splitter group. He has nothing to do with IPOB. He is not a member of IPOB. So why is he a splitter group? You should have said a parallel group created by, Dave Umahi and Hope Uzodinma and them. Are you still hearing from Dave Umahi today? Dave Umahi knows that they have placed themselves. They made their own setups. They are, watching them unfold. That's exactly the reason why Ojuduko or Noju. That's how it is. Now, it is biting you. When Hope Uzodinma was selected by Supreme Court, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was shouting on top of his voice, and you people did not say anything. Nobody came to talk. Ohaneze Ndibo did not talk. And he will always tag you. Hope Uzodinma, you did not talk. Now Imo State has become a bloodbath. Imo State has become a place where there is a bloodbath day in, day out. Imo State. Imo State is militarized. Killings everywhere. As a result of that, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bere, akwa bere, Chineke zara ya, akwa ahụ nke obere, akwa ahụ nke obere, Chineke zara ya, and ọ ga-azakwa gị ma ọ bụ na obi gị dị ọcha. He cried. Hope Uzodinma, Supreme Court have placed you there to kill our people. Fulani have placed you there. People believe he is crazy. People believe it is out of hatred. People believe it is out of... That is the reason why I will always tell you, you will not know when your Messiah is close to you. You will sell him one more time. That is the problem of black people. The problem of black people. Now you realize... And now you are still calling him splitter group. He never split from anywhere. He is never IPOB member. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu granted him interview, just like he granted every other groups, every other organization, every other individual, Femi Fani-Kayode and Co, Dele Momodi and Professor Pierre Lumumba and others, among others. He granted them interview. Does it mean that when they go and start doing what this agent provocateur is doing today, it means that they splitted from IPOB? The answer is no. And people have their own opinion to be affiliated to any fraternity that they want to affiliate to. As if it is something that is not good for the, the community, then the community have to revolt. But what happened? You people kept quiet. Today you are confessing. Everything that we have cried about, we have lamented about. Because you people believe that we have all the time on the world to actually come here to talk. Do you believe that we are disrespecting respectful to actually come here to talk or to expose the activities of those that does not like, humanity. My time is so precious to me. But the life of my people is as precious as my time as well. Because when these people live, I live. When they survive, I survive. When they die, I have nothing to go home to. That is the most important thing. That is the one thing that somebody does not understand. When our land is bleeding, kidnapping is everywhere. Even myself, yourself that is actually watching me, thinking otherwise without activation of your frontal lobe, you will be thinking I am talking fallacy. Because it has never directly affected you. You are as that person who is selfish, who will pick up something and kill his brother because it is another life. When you catch them, only try to beat them. They will be screaming like they will be screaming on top of their voice. But to kill another is easy for them. They will be screaming as if that person they kill never felt pain. It has never directly affected you. That's why you are keeping quiet. But any attack on any Biafran all over the world is an attack on me. They are my people. It is of the same origin. Regardless of civilization, doing their own tales and their own discrimination and their own self-hate promotions, it doesn't mean I have not forgotten my good norms and value system. It is about our people. Anything that affects your people affects you. Direct and indirect. That is the way it is. But you ignored. We cried this out. No. Because this one pass water don't pass Gario. We have to now start complaining. Your complaining now is actually implicating you the more. Do you know why? When you complain and put a bounty, the same bounty you people put on our leader, you put it on a criminal. The same way, you claim you put bounty. You put it on a criminal. Are we out on Facebook? Did they kick us out on Facebook again? Damn it. What the hell is going on here? What the hell is going on here? Now, we will proceed. Whatever that is going on, we shall proceed. Let me come back to it. It does not matter. I don't care how much time you kick us out on Facebook. We will come back. But when I come back this time, let me just remind you in case you are kicked out again on Facebook, where you should go. I don't know. Whenever we are getting to the the best time of it, they will just kick us out of Facebook. So let's reconnect without even giving us signal or anything. So let's reconnect back to Facebook. I believe I am using I don't know, is it what exactly is their reason of kicking us out? I don't know. I don't know why they are kicking us out, but let's try to see. So while we are waiting for them to pull us in back, okay, they have given us option to join again. So it is very, very important for you to understand that those joining on Facebook right now, kindly, if they kick you out again, you go to Twitter or you go to YouTube. When you get there, you subscribe to those so that if you are not watching on Facebook, you will be watching on YouTube or Twitter. Because we are back on Facebook now. So if they try to kick you out one more time, take yourself to YouTube or Twitter. We are live on both places. It's just that we are using this Facebook because we get a broader audience there. But that's by the way. That is by the way. If you are coming into YouTube, try to welcome and alert those who just left to come back. If you are coming back here, alert them to return so that we will proceed. Now, pay attention to what I am saying. I was talking about the Ohaneze and their welcome back to Facebook. Welcome back. Remember, whenever we are doing something that is very, very significant, YouTube is okay, Twitter is okay. Look at the Twitter, is right in front of your screen. It is okay. So why is it always Facebook? It's like they pay them more. Looks like the Nigeria pay them. That is exactly the reason why we are suffering with YouTube. Twitter never shaked. I am using, 3 of them, but they never shaked. Only Facebook. But let us see to it. We must continue. We must continue. I don't know why they are doing this, but we must continue. Maybe we will, if they kick you out again, try to join YouTube. So we must continue. So Ohaneze ndị Igbo, whatever you are doing now, you are a little bit too late. You are a little bit too late. If you indeed care about the people, if you care at all about the people, forget all this your shenanigans, forget all this your big talks. If you indeed care about anybody in that zoological republic, especially your people, forget about all those shenanigans. What you have to do is compel the federal government to obey their court order. That is the only thing that will actually assuage all this calamity that has befallen you. Because as a result of using bounty, you will be, the delay. Our people continue to die. And the sponsors of these people continue to laugh. That is the reason why every Igbo person must learn from this history. Waloto to chube woji. Waloto to chube woji. Because before it becomes too late. If you are joining us, don't forget to share the video, like the video, subscribe to that place. If they kick you out again, join Facebook or Twitter. We are live on there at Facebook. Join YouTube at Judge Money Blog Africa. Join my Twitter account. My Twitter handle there is at Judge Money C. Or if you want to search it, you will also search Judge Money Blog. You join it there. We are not shaking there. We are standing firm there on Twitter. So now let us continue. Now coming back to the I think I have actually touched on this Ohaneze. Coming back to the Daily Trust owner who is writing to the world that IPOB is the EPA is the leader of IPOB because they have kidnapped Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, placed EPA there. Themselves were the ones who placed EPA there. That is the reason why before they will write a news, they will not hesitate to put their own personal perspective in every news, compromised news. This perspective, you know why I call it perspective? It is not an information that is based on evidence or information based on investigation findings or anything. It is information that comes from their own mind. They join it as a news that they are giving to you. Have you now seen the reason why Fulani, terrorists destroyed most of the part of the north, took over them without the communities that was taken by surprise, not informed that it has happened in the nearby community. You might be the potential, victim. So make sure that you protect yourself. That is as a result, that is the benefit of journalism and the media. They inform you of what is to come because they investigate. They inform you of everything that will help your life to thrive. They give you some knowledge that you might, they will give it free of charge. They teach you about your monetary policy, or they tell you the advantage and the disadvantage of your monetary policy. They tell you about your economy. They tell you about the new trendings in the economy or in the countries. They tell you all this information. They tell you security information. They tell you, every news that will help the country to thrive. Every successful country in the world, media house is very, very, uncompromised. They make sure that every successful nation, or will I say security, well secured nation, media house is part of that security. Because remember the time of pandemic, who was every day people were listening to news every day. It was only during the time of pandemic people were listening to news because the media houses of every country in the world were giving them information, telling them what to do, telling them how to take precaution, telling them how to bring, take precautionary measures, telling them how to mitigate the spread of COVID, telling them all these things, but not Nigeria, because you do not have a distinctive media house. You don't have any media house with distinction. A good distinction, rather. You don't have it in the Zoological Republic. That is the reason why they will continue to mislead you. They will continue to report their own perspective. They will continue to report what they are thinking, not what happened. That is the reason why Kabiru Abiu, the owner of Daily Trust, Ohaneze places bounty on Ipob leader Epa. Because they believe, they believe that they can destroy IPOB, or they believe that they have destroyed IPOB. But little did they know that Remember, you see the reason why you will understand that what they are doing here, it is a very, very, it is something that is, although no reasonable person will ever actually take it serious. No reasonable person. It is as a result of having some ignorant and foolish people, across the world. That is the reason why we are coming to expose this, because when we keep quiet, the sponsors of all this criminality in our land, they will start springing up because they want us to continue to focus on them. But we cannot focus on them. We will keep quiet for them to continue to expose themselves, just like Daily Trust and their founders have exposed themselves. Now they said that Epa is the leader of this organization. Now, except if in secret, that even that one they called the leader came to tell them that he is, except if it is in secret, because he dare not say it in public. The people that is deceiving will leave him and run away. So, except because we say what we have heard someone say, we don't say what we have not, heard someone say or see evidence that they said it. Now look at it. He never said he is a leader of Ipob. He said he is a spokesperson of Ipob. That's what he said. But to the people who made him, they know that they made him to replace, to be the one acting as a leader of this movement when they were creating him. So they are actually, will I say that they have forgotten their initial plan, or they have forgotten the way he is presenting himself? That is the reason why they decided to say exactly. Remember that what they report is their perspective, what they know, they have in mind. Remembering that they have, presented this person to maneuver his way or to manipulate his way into being the leader of this movement in criminality, into being a criminal leader of this movement, one way or the other. So it occurred to them that is exactly part of what they are thinking, what they know that they have done. So they have to sell that narrative by bringing him as the leader of Ipob. Why did they bring him as a leader of Ipob? Because they know that from the beginning, they set him up there as the leader of who will represent Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, so that they will find a way to destroy and put everything that we are doing in disarray. That's why I will always tell you that there are too many types of freedom. There is a freedom that they will give you. There are two types of leaders. There is a leader that is actually a ceremonial. And there is a leader that is, a leader. A leader with his foot on the ground. And there are a leader that is ceremonial. Ceremonial leadership. That is the type of leader that they want IPOB to have, so that they will be controlling this person with money. Because they have seen that they have tried it with Mazi, it never worked. They have tried, then now they want to bring it in a different version. They want to introduce another way, which is this way they have introduced is a Western agenda that the Western world will always use whenever they are dealing with a difficult organization who knows their truth, who knows their story, who is resisting their manipulation at all cost. They have to actually create a parallel organization to counter them. Now, as a result, they created it trying to make this person to act like he is the one doing like the leader they have actually taken away from you, so that when you capitulate, when you lose focus, when you get carried away, they will use them to manipulate the whole thing. I don't know if they are kicking you out of Facebook. If they kick you out, bring yourself back in. Let me finalize this. So that is exactly the reason why you see the Kwankwaso's leadership, who is actually the opposition party of P2B. And not to be only being an opposition party, let me now tell you how it is connected to, PDP. Let me tell you how it's connected to PDP, maybe. But this one I am going to tell you how it's connected to PDP. Or let me make it open so that you will now do your own what if analysis on that. Remember Kwankwaso, if he's a presidential candidate in NNPP or NNPC, whatever, if he is a presidential candidate there, I believe that he knows that they are not going anywhere. I believe that he is well aware that they are not going anywhere. That he is just there for the, awareness purpose. Just like Showore, they are there for awareness purpose. Because these people, for you to know that the election is always, rigged in Nigeria, one way or the other. Now, let me make it clear to you now. For you to know, now, guess what is going on? He now decided that he have to now, give the support to one of these political candidates. Because, of course, either if he knows he's not going to challenge Atiku, because they are from the north, he cannot challenge Atiku because he knows that in as much as he won presidency, if this presidency does not come to him, he would prefer that his northern, opposition win. He will prefer for his northern opposition to win, to be in front. So, if they want to bring their support, they have to bring their support in a way it will favor their northern opposition. So, between Muslim ticket and their direct northern opposition, Atiku, who do you think is buying their support? I want your opinion in that comment section, because this one I am actually doing it, out of what if analysis, because I know that one of them is buying through this shenanigan that the agent provocateur is presenting by telling you no election, killing people in Biafra land. I want you to know that one of them, who is that person? Because I'm not going to tell you. You need to now do your own what if analysis and figure out who is the potential. Who has that potential? Don't undermine people because they are, so quiet. And don't overrate people because they are, World Bank or Emiloko. Don't overrate them. Use your own frontal lobe and activate it for it to click into your critical thinking. Then you come up with the result or the answer. That's exactly my request. Then you will give me your response in that comment section. By then, I will now, know that indeed you know exactly what you are doing. Because I believe that, people who are affiliated to Ohaneze group are watching. They are not watching here. One of them will be watching on Twitter or YouTube. Tell me from that comment section, who could be the potential, highest bidder? Now, because the reason why I'm saying this is that Ohaneze, this your news has actually exposed Daily Trust for what they truly are, for whom they truly are. It has exposed them. That is the way it is. Now there is some other thing that we need to talk about, because this is as a result of such things, it now brings you back to what Christianity and what this religion has done to you, because it has made you so much lame. Because yesterday I was talking about how we got colonized by our parents, how we got colonized by the things we are affiliated to, because all these things are actually promoting the Western agenda. How? If we have to talk about those, because I want to reflect on this, because I have seen many people of significance talking about this topic, or presenting this topic and teaching it, and I want to actually walk in their footsteps to share more light to it. Now, when we talk about Christianity, it is the time that you need to understand that Christianity doctrine is the reason why you as an individual, you as an organization, have found yourself not thinking about, you find yourself not thinking about things that matters a lot, things that will actually, bring your progress and growth. You always think about them sleeping in church or, living in church. That's where you think about them. That is the reason why some of you will always rely on faith. Your petrol will be finishing. You say, I have faith, it will take me there. Then it will stack you on the road. Your faith is gone. It is as a result of the doctrine of this Christianity teaching and lessons. Why did I say so? Christianity was never created for it to help Christianity was not created to foster peace or to foster growth or to foster innovation or to foster even salvation they claim they preach. It was not created to foster it in the lives of anybody that is affiliated to it. It was created to position your mind. It was created to position your mind in some certain level of, belief and thought. That you will never stretch your thought. You will never ever do what if. You will be dependent on whoever that is, your leader in that Christian group or fraternity you have actually found yourself around. You will decide, to actually, focus on them and their doctrine or their teaching in order for you to survive in your daily life or moral life activities. That is as a result of it, Christianity has actually destroyed and dealt with so many of our people. And now, if you want me to bring Christianity to what I just thought about, what I just said now, if you want me to bring Christianity towards it, you will understand that some of you, whom because of Christian, pastors coming to tell you that the agent provocateur is the one doing it, you bought it. The reason why you bought it, the only reason why you bought that their story, it is because you as an individual, you are being Christianized. And being Christianized, you have to believe in these pastors, believing that these pastors are actually more holy and educated and wise more than you. And you will now relinquish yourself from your knowledge and your critical thinking and your frontal lobe. You relinquish them. You give it to your pastor. They control it. While you're supposed to be in control of your emotions. You're supposed to be in control of the education that you are actually acquiring. Anything that you are actually acquiring or accumulating, you're supposed to be in control. Know it better before digesting them. But as a result of that, wherever somebody bring blessed sacrament and all these things, people will now get carried away. And they will start believing it and saying, hey, this person is the one doing it. Judge Money is acting like a gangster. So it means that Judge Money is a criminal. That is the reason why Christianity has made you. Tell you that it is the same Christianity doctrine that tell people that your hairstyle determine whether you are a criminal. That the way you look determine whether you are a criminal. Because it is Christianity will teach you the type of hairstyle that you need to cut. Or they will see you as somebody that is not, from a good moral background. Christianity. Now, while you are actually being bamboozled by the doctrine of Christianity, you have never asked yourself, where is this Christianity? How did it come by? What is the origin of Christianity? Now I am going to be very, very, I am going to touch to so many places, because while you are moving away from Christianity, so many of you who are Biafrans might be moving into something else that you don't know the origin. That is the reason why I want to bring this topic. Now, while you are doing that, you have never asked yourself, what is the purpose of Christianity? What is the origin of Christianity? What is the doctrine of Christianity? What is the reason why Christianity have so many churches? You never ask yourself all these things. All you know is that any pastor that come up and he preach Christianity and they tell you he is doing miracle, you run there. You run there because you want to go and be watching movie. Now, without you realizing that this same Christianity has done a lot of evil than good, just because they took your, because they took your own book and the philosophy of your great ancestors, then to turn it upside down in a reverse psychology to teach it to you, then it destroys you, while turning you away from your great ancestral belief, which made them greatest among all and above all. They now bring you to this doctrine, teach it to you. Now you are practicing it. While you are practicing it, I want to remind you, first of all, let us find out about the origin of Christianity. And Mazi Jonathan, made a program, a very, very fantastic program, 3 days ago on Radio Biafra, talking about, how Christianity emanated, where it emanated from, rather. Now, that is the reason why I found it interesting. I found it very, very interesting. And I now say, let me actually come to it and bring more philosophy to it. According to my own research, I want you to know, because first of all, we need to understand the origin of this Christianity. I want us to go to the book that the Christian doctrine is using to teach you, because I want us to have a little bit of in-depth analysis here. Let us go to that book. That book that they will use once they use it to teach you. Without you going back to read that book to find out if it is indeed this book, if it belongs to Christianity or whether it belongs to something else. But before we go there, after that you will know whether Bible belongs to Christianity or Bible is actually used by Christianity to destroy you. Listen up. Let me go to the book of Acts of Apostles 11:26. I want you to read it. I want you to, those who have access to that Bible, read it. Let us find the origin of Christianity. Look for it in the book of Acts of Apostles. If you have King James, I think we will do better with King James. It might be difficult to do the reading, but it is actually very, very plain to understand for those who have woken up to the knowledge that is written in here, in the book that they're using to manipulate you. You will understand it better in King James. Now, Acts of Apostle. Acts of Apostle 11. Go to the verse number 26. Otherwise, go to 25 so that we will understand it better. Let me read for you. Then departed Barnabas to Tarsus. This was during the time when Roman Empire is ruling the world. Roman Empire ruled the world. Now, he say, somebody is at the gate. So, when Roman Empire ruled the world, that was when the name Christian was actually mentioned for the first time. Read the book of Acts of Apostles 11:20. Let's start from 25. Then departed Barnabas to Tarsus for to seek soul. Barnabas, one of the apostles of late Jesus Christ. Remember that by this time where we are reading, Jesus Christ was already late. One of his apostles now departed to where they called, Tarsus. And this Tarsus is where? In Antioch. Tarsus is in Antioch. Now, for to seek soul. Now, if you talk about Antioch, you will understand that they were ruled by the Roman Empire during that time. You might find it in this current time from Greek, around Greek. Is it the Greek? Somewhere in Greek, Turkey, between that area. They were ruled by the Roman Empire. And even the Israelites were ruled by Roman Empire somehow. Because that was when the takeover happened. When the reign of Solomon, David has gone by, has come and passed. And, when Jesus Christ was born, they felt very insecure. They say that this man has come to open the eyes of the people so that he will become their king. Because people who was calling Jesus Christ Ohamadike, people were calling Jesus Christ another savior, savior. People were calling him savior. People were calling him Jesus Christ all sort of name. People were calling him all sort of names. But the same way they were calling Ohamadike today. Because blood never lie. You see, blood, it never lie. Now, in that Antioch, where in that Tarsus where he departed to. And now number 26 said, and when he had found him, he was looking for souls, right? When he had found him, he found the Israelites. Because these souls he's looking for was the souls of Israelites. There was place where, now, okay, let me not quote that place yet. When he had found him, I wanted to tell you the reason why I told you that there is, let me actually get, something. Let me get a pen. I want to configure a very, very good, diagram of what we are talking about. Pay attention. Now, it is 13, 1, 2, 4. Now, he said he is going there to seek for a soul. Which soul is he going there to look for? He is going there to look for Israelites, his own people, our people, the 12 tribes, which are scattered already. He went there to actually take that message after Christ to them, for them to realize where they come from. Do you know what happened? What happened was that he arrived there. He found them. And when he had found him, he called him him. When he had found him, you know what happened? When he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch. And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people. And the disciple we are called first in, we are called Christians first in Antioch. I don't know if you get what I read here. He said, and when he had found him, he's talking about founding the church. That's what he was talking about. When he had found him, the church is him, because your body is the temple. When he had found him, the church, he brought him unto Antioch, and it came to pass that the whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people, and the disciples were called Christian first in Antioch. Did you see now? He had gathered them. You see now why I call him the church. Where two or more are gathered, I am in their midst. So that's why they called it the church. It does not mean that there is a particular building belonging to one rich man driving private jet that is called a church. Now, they were called Christian first. They were called Christian first in Antioch. Now, who called them Christian first in Antioch? It was the Roman Empire. It was the Roman Empire. During the time the Roman Empire was ruling, that after these people were preaching after Christ, Christ had already died. He died with the people who killed him were the Romans. But the people who sold him to the Romans were the Jews. Remember what I am saying. Not the Jewish. We are not talking about Jewish. The Jews, our people. Jesus. Our people sold him. Because there is a pure difference between Jews and Jewish. Underline that word. Some people might not want us to like us to preach this. Now let me tell you, the word Christian emanated from Antioch when this disciple preaching after Christ was preaching like Christ. They called them Christian. Now Christian simply means a byword. They were mocking them in Antioch. These were followers of that one who want to make himself the king of Jews. The one who want to make himself the king of Jews. These were his followers, Christians. Now, should I tell you the reason why you will understand that it is a mockery? It is a byword that was promised to you in Deuteronomy 28. Now, let me show you in the same Acts of Apostles, the same place they were called Christian by the same people who called them Christian. You know what they called them? They called them nigger. Let's go to the Acts of Apostles 13. Go to Acts of Apostles 13. Let's go to the Acts of Apostles 13. And I will start it from verse 1. And I will end it in verse 4 or 5. So that you will understand that the same people who created the word Christians were mocking the followers of Christ. They were mocking the followers of Christ. And it was during the time of Constantine. During the time of Constantine. Now, let me show you in the book of Acts of Apostles. We are still in the same place, in the Antioch. Listen up. 13 from verse 1. Let me read. Now they were in church. Let me see something. Now they were in church that was at Antioch. Certain prophets and teachers as Barnabas. Remember, Barnabas from the 1126 who went to Antioch. Remember, I hope you remembered. The 1126 said that Barnabas went to look for souls in Antioch. And when he had found him, they gathered in church. Now, listen to this place before you understand the reason why I am reading this place. Because precept, for you to understand it, look for precept that is going to match the one you have read. Now there we are in the church that was at Antioch. Certain prophets and teachers as Barnabas, the same Barnabas, and Simeon, that was called nigger. That was called nigger. Let us look for the dictionary meaning of nigger. Dictionary meaning of nigger, please. And spell it nicely. N-I-G-E-R. Spell it correctly. N-I-G-E-R. Dictionary meaning of nigger. Let's find out. If we don't find it here, we will go to etymology. Okay. Hi God. What, you are too much. Now in the Google say that the dictionary meaning of nigger is the nickname. Read it. Read it. Are you reading it? Because I know so many of you are very, very, you don't like to do research. That's why I want you to read it before I read it for you. The nickname nigger is interpreted by some to mean black, referring to a dark complexion or African descent, which is descendant. Since nigger is the Latin word for black, Some commentators identify Simon as the same person as Simon of Cyrene and Simon's sons Rufus, and as the same person as Rufus, named in Romans 16. This is Google. Just write the NIGER, meaning in the Bible. NIGER, meaning in the Bible. Now remove the meaning in the Bible. Let's look for it in the normal dictionary. Now in the normal dictionary it said nigger, Niger, which is written in the Bible, Latin for black, occurs in Latinate scientific nomenclature and is the root. It is the root word for some homophones of nigger, sellers of nigger seed, used as birth feed. In bracket, used as bread feed. Sometimes use the spelling Nigeria seed. Let me look for where it will give us a clearer explanation. A clearer explanation, because we have to remove the one from the Bible. Of course, you have gotten the real explanation from the Bible. It's actually said here that the reading of nigger is a bad omen. That's what it says here, somewhere here. The meaning of nigger is a bad omen. Anything that is black and a bad omen. That is so which Christianity is a bad omen. The same people who call them black, bad omen, were the same people who call them Christians. And now they formulate that and start using it now to rebel against the teaching of Barnabas, rebel against the teaching of Simeon. They rebelling against it. They actually started teaching that doctrine in another way, that it is going to now make you leave the real teaching of your ancestors and focus on the teaching during the time of Constantine. That is as a result, the reason why I brought this to you, that the same people who call them Christians were the same people who call them niggers. So niggers, somebody who is bringing something that is going to help you, they will not insult you. They will not call you by a byword. They will praise you. They will not actually try to kill you first or to destroy your identity first before they bring to you something that is going to be beneficial to you. But because they know that they have to do that for you to be destroyed. If they don't do it, they will not get to you. They will not get at you, because it was some of you who saw that person that was representing and speaking for you, which they saw as your king. This is the reason why they killed him, because of insecurity. And the same thing has been happening ever since the time of colonialism. Anybody who stand up to bring freedom, they will jail them first. They will call them terrorists. They will jail them first. They will torture them first. They will kill some of them first. They will do all sorts of evil to them as a result, because they are insecure. The same thing that happened to Jesus. The lineage of Jesus continued to come up. But you people did not understand it, that Jesus Christ was a human being who stood up to fight for the Jews, who stood up to direct the Jews where they have fallen short, who stood up to actually speak on behalf of the Jews, not the Jewish. Now, their doctrine is embedded. They created Christianity from there. After creating Christianity, the one you have, the piece you have now, the piece of this Christianity you have was the one created in Antioch to actually counter the teaching, the original teachings of the people, followers of Christ. Because these followers of Christ, we are teaching this particular following of Christ to the particular people, the Jews. In everywhere they go, I have not come, but I have come unto the house of Israelite. That was the preaching of Christ. I have come but unto the house of Israelite, or Jacob. I am not sent, I am not sent but unto the house of Israelite. House of, Jacob or Israelite. Let me try to read it out. It was what, Christ said. Okay, now let me read it out. Then you will understand it. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. The lost sheep. Are you now seeing? Okay, I didn't tell you the quotation. Matthew 15:24. He says, unto the lost sheep of house of Israel. Now when I was reading, when Barnabas went to Antioch, who did I say he was looking for? He was looking for the Jews. Because the doctrine of Christ is embedded in teaching the Jews, dying for the Jews, guiding the Jews, protecting the Jews. That is the same thing you see here. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That was when this response to Jesus Christ gave to a woman who actually asked her a question. To the woman who asked her a question. Now, because the woman who asked her a question is a Samaritan woman. I believe is a Samaritan woman who asked her a question. She responded. Let me read verse 23. Because if you want to understand better, let me read verse 23. So that we will understand it better. And when he had sent the multitude away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea. No, I think I am reading something else. Let me read. But he answered her not a word. Let me go to 22. Let us find that woman whom we were talking about. And behold, a woman of Canaan. Okay, Canaan. Came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, thou son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil. That is a Canaanite woman. And he answered that Canaanite woman that he was sent but unto the house of the lost sheep of the house of Israel, rather. So their teachings and the souls were particular. When you read the Paul's letter, when they tell you he took the message to the Gentiles, He took the message. It means that he took the message to our people in Gentile land who saw themselves as even a Gentiles. That was what, Paul did. And they used that place, turn it around, telling you that he preached to Gentiles so that they will nullify this answer Christ gave to this Canaanite woman, whom he said to, I have come only unto the house of Israel, the lost sheep, those who have lost their identity, who are seen as the Gentiles. That's what God, Christ, have come for. And the same way, you see what we are doing today. Those who have forgotten their good norms and value system, those who have lost their way back, knowing that they are, not knowing they are Biafran, we have come, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, come to bring you back to it. You chose to kill him, just like you chose to kill Christ. You sold him. You didn't kill him. You always sell them. You sell him to the enemy. How can the enemy who called you bad omen, the same enemy called you Christians, the same enemy now bring you Christianity, tell you that it is your own belief system? It supersedes everything that you are doing previously. It supersedes the teachings of Jesus Christ. It supersedes the teachings of Barnabas. Jesus Christ was your ancestors, your ancestor. That this their doctrine supersedes theirs. Now, so many philosophy believe that the doctrine of Christianity was derived from this modern day, Jewish religion, which is called Judaism. Judaism. The doctrine of Christianity is not derived from the modern day Judaism. Rather, it was derived as a rebel against the olden days Christ teaching, or Yeshua, olden days Yeshua teachings and philosophy. It is brought to contradict the teachings and the philosophy of our ancestors, which the one you know as Jesus Christ was the teacher. That was where they compromise it and bring it and call it in their fraternity, fraternity named Christianity. Now, it was created to promote discrimination. It was created to promote, identity stealing. It was created to promote, inequality. Because that was when it was created to promote what is called nepotism. Because it is from the origin of Christianity that the Latins, they started practicing nepos. Nepos simply means nepotism. Now, they practice it during the time they were creating, what is it called? Pope and it is, what do you call those people who follow Pope? The name of the next people, is it Cardinal? Those of you who are well Christianized, I don't remember things that are, that is not of my origin. So the things that, the people they create, they will use their own people. The family of Pope will use their own family to create cardinals, to give them position in church. That was where the origin of nepotism emanated from. They call it nepos. If you look for the real meaning of nepotism and the origin of nepotism, it originated from Christianity, from Roman Catholic. Because the first church they created to counter the narrative was Roman Catholic. That is the reason why when they created Roman Catholic, they don't go to church with the Bible. They go to church with bulletin. They go to church with bulletin. That thing they called bulletin is to bring the doctrine that they will use to manipulate you. Because if you go to Bible, you will look for the precept of that doctrine, and you will find out the precept, and you will know they are lying. But because they want to manipulate the situation, they come print you a bulletin, a particular thing that you are going to read, instead of you coming to church with your Bible. Now, while you are doing that, they rebelled against the original doctrine of Yeshua. And they started preaching their doctrine, using it to replace the original doctrine of Yeshua. That is the reason why they killed almost all the disciples of Yeshua. If you go to Vatican City today, you will still see, the bones of our ancestors who were preaching like Yeshua. The one you know as Christ today. Some of them, their bones were buried under the church, in order to give the church power, because they believe that these people have power, because they were able to pull multitude and convince them, give them this doctrine, and this is the way. They actually find a way to, faction. When I tell you, they will always create a faction, parallel organization, to counter what you are doing. If you are too resolute, they kill you. They start killing those who are pushing this agenda. When they start killing them, for you to give up in your own quest, because you will be scared. Just like the way they went and pick up Mazi Nnamdi Kanu up mysteriously in Kenya, for us to stop preaching, for us to run away, because we will be scared to expose them. But little did they know. Now, at the end of it, they now decided to bring up this faction of Yeshua's, philosophy, faction of Chukwu Okike Abiama philosophy given to Yeshua, our ancestor, which you sold to them. And they even created their own type of Yeshua, call him Jesus, with the red hat, with the Akumu guy. Jesus with Akumu guy. That is how you will identify their own version of Yeshua. And they sell it to you. You bought it. You sold yours to them, they kill it. They sell their picture to you. The picture they have actually depicted, or they have used the son of a pope, Caesar Borgia, to actually bring up. They will actually bring it to you. You buy it. You are praying to it. You are praying to those. Remember that when you talk about Europeans, if you talk about Europeans, you will understand that these Europeans we are talking about, so the students are making noise in front of my office door. So, but that's by the way. Sorry for the interruption. It actually is irritating. So now I want you to actually bring this to what we are doing. The faction, they created the faction, call it Christianity. Faction is a fraternity, group, to counter the Yeshua's doctrine in a way that they will be preaching like Yeshua. And while preaching like Yeshua, they go about killing the same people they claim that they are preaching and to protect and to actually promote their teaching. They will going about killing them, enslaving the rest that these people must have actually preached to and found the truth. They enslave them, colonize them, now leave them in the state of imagination that they cannot be able to do anything by themselves. That is the reason why each time I come to tell you agent provocateurs activities, there is a Western agenda. Don't undermine it. There is something I have seen through the history that I am, is the reason why even them themselves that are propagating it might not know that they are championing a Western agenda. That is one thing so, crazy about their agenda. So they created this parallel group called Christians. They started insulting the ones who were preaching the real gospel, killing them, calling them all sorts of names, killing them, discrimination, doing everything. And they shut them up. They started propagating to our ancestors, telling them, using this way of teaching, feeding lies to them, reading the Bible, explaining it in a lying way, in a lying form, deception. Fed our ancestors with deception, they bought it, and as a result, we find ourselves in this mess we are in today. Now, while we are at it, we are now trying to find where, have you now seen where the origin of Christianity came out from? It never came out from what you call the modern day Judaism. It came out from what you call the doctrine of the Jews. Doctrine of the Jews, led by Jesus Christ, led by Yeshua. Doctrine of the Jews, led by Yeshua. Christianity is a faction that was created. That is the reason why when the Europeans, they were led by, Roman Empire. Remember, they were all one. Even these ones, the ones you call America, they were still under Roman Empire. The ones you call, the world was led by Roman Empire. But who are those Roman Empire? America is part of Roman Empire. British is part of Roman Empire. French is part of Roman Empire. Belgium is part of Roman Empire. All these European nations, they were all part of Roman Empire. Before they started segregating, before they started, having their own freedom, these people believe that nwoke toluo opuobi. That is what we call nwoke toluo ifeji nwoke opuobi. Ojelu na ebe ozo, outside from the father's house. They learned these things. Now they started moving away from each other because they also want to rule themselves. They want to make decisions based on their own people who understand them, based on the people who are affiliated to them. They now started separating from each other. But having separated from each other, they form for themselves one common, fraternity called the European Union, which will still bring them together to remind them that we are all one. European Union. So they now went away from Roman Empire. After that, that's where you see Britain saw that the Anglican was actually that the Catholic, everything you do about it in the Roman Catholic, everywhere you go, you find Roman Catholic. You will never go to Nigeria, you see Nigeria Catholic, or go to any America, you see American Catholic, or go to anywhere in the world and see the Catholic that belongs to that world. It is all about Roman Catholic, and you must take your tax to Rome. They saw how beneficial this franchise or fraternity has become. They created their Anglican, which is the Britain created their Anglican, and under this Anglican, they were taking their own tax to Britain. I believe it is Britain who created Anglican, but let me be sure. I believe it's Britain. Anglican. Let's find, okay. It was Britain that created Anglican. Now, Britain were taking their own, they have created their own fraternity called Anglican. The only thing different, they remove cross, they remove Caesar Borgia from their cross. They removed him, leave the cross empty. That was what Britain did. And they now, they actually came away from Catholic Church, created their own. Now, after the creation of their own, I believe, Belgium created. And at the end of the day, Orthodox. And some people there are people who call themselves they are Orthodox Jew. I want to actually share a light to it. For you to understand what you are telling yourself that you are. Because my own is based on the truth. I speak it the way it is. If it hurt you and you are my comrade, sorry. If it is actually, make you learn, exactly what it is, I appreciate you. And I want you to do your own research. When I am done saying everything I am doing here, I want you to make your own in-depth research to come to conclusion before you agree with me. That is very important. Now, when you talk about you being Orthodox Church, let us find out who is founder of this Orthodox. Orthodox Church was first century. It was actually Judeo-Roman Empire. Judeo-Roman Empire. Now, did you see now? This is the Greek, from the Greek, Now, Judeo-Roman Empire. You see where Judah, Judeo-Roman Empire. Now, that's why there is people who call themselves Orthodox Jew. Orthodox Jew. The reason why you call yourself Orthodox Jew, because you don't understand the origin of this Orthodox. Orthodox Church was created by the people who were being ruled by Roman Empire, who decided to move away from the rulership of Roman Empire. They created Orthodox. They now, other ones created what is called Judaism. Have you now seen Judaism is part of the ones which move away from Roman Catholic? They were not taken away from Roman Catholic, did not come from them. They move away from Roman Catholic. I know many philosophies and anthropologists, they will tell you otherwise, that many philosophies or many anthropologists or many archaeologists, they will tell you that Judaism is the oldest. It's the oldest before Christianity. But Christianity gave birth to all these things. Do you know why? Because the doctrine of Christ, the teaching of Christ, you know what he called it? It is the teaching to liberate the lost sheep of house of Israel, which is Yeshua's teaching, God's teaching, which is God's word to his people, to the Israelites. Now you will now be asking yourself, we believe in the Jews or Jewish you found today. So many of you are very confused about this thing I am talking about. It is the biggest challenge to some of you that you see it as a very difficult something, especially to some of you who are already convinced that we are Jews, or you believe that you are convinced we are Jews, but you don't know the difference between Jews, J-E-U, and Jewish. The difference between Jews and Jewish is that Jews are the people of the book. Jewish are the people of convert. people who converted. I wish to be Jew. People who converted. It is a truth that nobody want to hear or want to listen to, or not even Facebook want to hear it. But that is the common truth. They were converted, or they converted, and called themselves the Jews, the Jewish, during the time of Adolf Hitler. Make sure you go out there, try to study, Adolf Hitler's activities and the people he was fighting. And the reason why, some of the reason why he was fighting them, the people he fought are part of Semitic people, which he was fighting them not only because he was fighting them for their dominant threat. They dominate, they control, they have, they dominate, they control, they manipulate as well. Their dominance is what Adolf Hitler was fighting. This same Jewish was the same people who went and finished the work that Roman Empire, where they were together with, started, by making sure that the name of the ancient people of the name called the Jews is not remembered anymore, which is me and you. That is the reason why you find it difficult to understand it. Now, if you are doubting what I am saying, let us go to the book of. It is not only me and you. They are all everywhere. Some of them are in Ethiopia. Some of them are even in South Africa. Some of them are in I believe in Kenya. Some of them are in Kenya. I believe some of them are there. They are now migration. After, even when Jerusalem or the state of Israel was taken over by Arab, the migration started from there. Now, even after the state of Israel was recaptured by the Jewish were recaptured by the Jewish, some of them actually make their way out, because the people that recaptured them, they were also intimidating them. They were also killing them, making them slaves. Now, that is the reason why you don't find any person that is a black person who will tell that he is a Jew. He will argue it first. I will prove it to you. Let me take this call. They will call again. Now, you will now find out that for you to convince a black man that he is a Jew, he has to, look for it first. Go to Genesis 46. Now you will now tell me, this is Bible. This is Bible. Now let's go to Genesis. The Old Testament. We are not reading the New Testament, please. Genesis 46 verse 16. Let me read. And let me read it from verse 1 before I get to verse 16. You know why? So that you will know if you will find anybody who is closer to the ancestor of these people who are who are called the Israelites today. Let me Sorry for that interruption. It's a very, very important call. I'm supposed to get back to work already, but let me finish this. So, they were... Now, let me read that thing so that we will find out if you will see any of their ancestors written there. Then you will now find whether you will see your own ancestors written there in the same Bible you wield every day. Now, and Israel took his journey with all that he had, and came to Beersheba, and offered sacrifice unto the God of his father Isaac. Beersheba was a place where Jacob, who was running from the wrath of his brother Esau, which is the Edomites, the Europeans. His brother Esau was running away from his brother Esau, from the wrath of the brother, after taking the birthright, because the brother bought he bought the birthright with pottage of yam. Now, did he say pottage of yam? For you to know that now we are pottage, we are ancient people. Now, number 2, he said, and God spake unto Israel in the vision of the night, and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he answered here, I am. And he answered here, I am. And he said, I am God, the God of thy father. Fear not, go down into Egypt, for I will there make of thee a great nation. Are you paying attention? I will there make of thee a great nation. I will go down with thee into Egypt, and I will also surely bring thee up again. And Joseph shall put his hand upon thy eyes. And Joseph shall put his hand upon thy eyes. Are you paying attention? And Jacob rose up from Beersheba, and the sons of Israel carried Jacob, their father, and their little ones, and their wives in the wagon which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. And they took their cattle and their goods which they had gotten in the land of Canaan, and came into Egypt, Jacob and all his seed with him, his sons and his sons and his sons with him, his sons and his son, which is great grandchildren, his daughter and his daughters' granddaughters, and all his seed brought he with him into Egypt. And these are the names of the children of Israel, which came unto Egypt: Jacob and his son Reuben, Jacob's firstborn. Reuben, Jacob's firstborn. And the sons of Reuben, Hanok, and Phalu, and Hezron, and Kami. And the sons of Simeon, Jemuel, and Jamin, and Ohad, and Jachid, and Zohar, and Shaul, 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 the sons of Canaanitish woman, the sons of Canaanitish woman. So he got married to Canaanite woman, or he got, something like that. And the sons of Levi, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. And the sons of Judah, the sons of Judah. Did you hear that? Then Ir, and Onan, and Shelah, and Phares, and Zerah. But Er is ear. And Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Perez were Hezron and Hamal. And the sons of Issachar, Tola, and Puva, and Job, and Shimron. I want you to understand most of these names that I am mentioning. I want you to be looking for it in the Sadek region of Africa. Sadek region, because Canaanite is extended to that place. Sadek region. Most of the names I am calling, look for it in Zimbabwe, look for it in South Africa, look for it in the context of even Kenya. Look for it there. I want you to look for those names that I am mentioning. Now, we continue. These be the sons of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob in Padan Aram. In Padan Aram was a place where Jacob also ran when the wrath of the brother grew very high. With his daughter Dinah, all the souls of his sons and his daughters were 33. And the souls of Gad, now pay attention, we are in the number 16. And the sons of Gad was Ziphion. Now Ziphion, look for it in sub-Saharan. Look for it in sub-Saharan. And Hagi, which you call Haggai, Hagi, and Shuni, and Esbon, and Eri. Look for it in Biafra land. Look for it in Biafra land. The father of the, Igbo land. The father of Igbo land. Esbon, you can look for it probably in the coastal region. Now, the person I am sure of here is Eri, because I did that history in my early primary school, when our curriculum was still there. They were actually still manipulating it a bit. It was being taken out slowly, but manipulating the ones before it was scrapped. Because I read, but they said, according to myth and legend, Eri is the father of Umundre. Is the father of Igbo land is Eri of Umundre. Now, while I am reading, let me continue. Eri and Arodi, and Areli. If you put Agu behind it, it becomes Agureli. Agu Areli. That is the reason why they actually, change everything. Colonialists change the names that we will not actually contextualize it with our historical origin and its meaning. Agu Areli. They call it Agureli. Agu Areli. Now, the same thing that I have read. Let me read more, so you to see if you will find any of these people's ancestors who are calling themselves the Jewish today in this past where I read. 17. And you see Asher, Jimna, Ishua, and Isui, and Beriah, and Sarah, their sister, and the sons of Beriah are Heber, or Haba. They call it Heber, and you call Machiel. And now, And now you see you see you see the one called Rachel, Jacob's wife. Okay, Jacob's wife and Benjamin. Rachel. Now, in Dutch language, there is something called Rachel. Rachel. Something similar to this. It is a wife. It is a wife. Now, the intermarriage between some of the Israelites or David to some of these people, intermarriage, remember that they count a seed according to who is the father. That is the reason why when Bible is telling you about the son of Abraham, he said the seeds of Abraham. The seeds of Abraham. He does not say the seed of Sarah or the seed of who is this Egyptian woman? Is it Hagar? He says the seed of Abraham. He does not say the seed of the woman. So that is the reason why a woman does not have any religious or affiliation or any cultural affiliation until they get married. That is during that time intermarriages were not allowed. So that you will remain your identity, because your identity is very, very important. You keep your identity with you. So now, so many of them, even now, when you talk about some of these Arab people, their father, which was called Ishmael, their father Ishmael got married to the children of Edom. No, the sons of Ishmael got married to the Edomites, or the sons of Ishmael got married to the children of Edomites. According to that history, they married the children of Edom. The current day Edom were the Roman Empire at that time. They are the Europeans today. They are the Europeans today. The intermarriage. Because remember the promises of God in the life of Hagar, the mother of Ishmael, which said, I will bless your children. God have answered your prayer. The prayer they were praying in the wilderness, in the forest. God say, I have answered your prayer. Your children I will bless. In the book of Genesis, I think about book of Genesis maybe 17. Now, they gave birth to the other tribes that are doing great today. That is a topic for another day, because it is going to extend this topic, and I don't want it extended because I am running out of time. Now, in that connecting of the dot, you find the most important place I want you to focus is at Eri, Arodi, Areri, Esbon. I want you to concentrate on those people. Those are the people who make of some of the Oduduwas from Oduduwa, some from some of some of them are from Oduduwa. Some of these names I have mentioned, they are also Oduduwas. They are there. Their ancestor is there. There are some of them from Zimbabwe, some of them from South Africa, some of them from even Ethiopia, even in Kenya, some of them in Kenya. Now, not the children of God. I am talking about the siblings of this cousins of these children of God. They are in Ethiopia, in Guinea, some of them are in Equatorial Guinea, some of them are even in Mali, some of them are in Zimbabwe, some of them are in South Africa, some of them are in many places. That is called, when people were actually moving away from where they come from. Relocation. They were moving. That's why you found them everywhere. Those are the names I have mentioned. They make up the 12 tribes of House of Israel. The 12 tribes, our forefather is the seventh son, the seventh of them. The seventh of them, which is called Gad, the seventh son of Jacob, is our forefather. He is a Judah tribe, because along the line they divided themselves. One was Judah, the other one was Israelite. And now that is the reason why the promise said, I will gather the remnant of them. I will gather the remnant of them, all of them together, refine them. Even that the two part of them will be cut off, but the remaining one will be my suppliant. They will bring me offering for beyond the river of Ethiopia, where is 0 latitude and 0 longitude. They will bring my offering there. I put that one. It is not written there in this book of Zephaniah. But it is very, very important to know your origin, so that when you are actually trying to wake up from the knowledge and the doctrine of Christianity, you are enslaving yourself with another one you call Orthodox Jew. No. Orthodox. Roman Judea, they are the founder of Orthodox Jew. Romans. The same Romans. You do not belong to any of this religion. You don't belong there. You are an Israelite. You are the ones the Christ responded to Canaanite woman in Matthew 15:24. I have sent unto the house of the lost sheep of Israelite. Those are the people I have sent to actually liberate, to actually be their guide. Because God is always particular. That's why he said in the book of Romans 9 verse 13, I have chosen to love Jacob, chosen to hate Esau. Does it mean that is unrighteousness? God forbid. That is the reason why he said, 2 parts of us will be cut off. And the real moral of my story is, from the beginning to from the time of, from the beginning to the time of old, you will understand that the only way they will destroy what is doing well for the benefit of the people that is under captivity is creation of faction. They create a faction to actually destroy them. The same way they create Christian fraternity to counter the doctrine and the teaching of the followers of Yeshua, Jesus Christ, original one. They killed the people who still stood strong to protect the doctrine of Yeshua. They killed them and used them to build church in Rome, Vatican City. They killed them, and they now turn the Bible upside down, remove everything that is written in the Torah. In the scroll. The way it came in the scroll, it was the scroll our people used to read. The way it was written in the scroll, rolled. They remove every area that you will be able to find your truth. They remove them. Why is it written in the book of... let me now clear you up. For those who call themselves the Orthodox Jew, let me clear you up. Let's go to the book of... Revelation 2 verse 9. Let's read the Revelation 2 verse 9. These are the Bible that they brought to you. Revelation 2:9. Let's read it quickly. It says, let me start from verse 8, he says, and unto the angel of the church in Smyrna write, these things said the first and the last, which was dead and is alive. These things said the first and the last, which was dead and is alive. Now, I know thy works. The reason why he said the things which was dead is alive is those whom our people whom they are oppressing. You might be thinking there is nothing good that will come out of our people. That is what is written here in verse 8. And unto the angel of the church in Smyrna write, these things said the first and the last, which was dead and is alive. It means that those whom you see, nothing good will come out of them. Biafrans, many people believe nothing good will come out of us because we are greedy for money. We are rebellious. Once they create a faction, we join. Anything that they bring to us, we'll accept. They say to you, good thing will come out of them, because even those you see to be dead will be alive. That is the reason why I will always tell you, before you kill that person, judge him. Before you judge that person by killing them, check yourself, deep down yourself. Are you worthy of judging this person? Or you just decided that because you found it in your own position to judge them? Judging is when you kill them for the sake of what you believe they have committed. That is judging a person. He said they will be alive. Now, verse 9, he said, I know thy works and tribulations and poverty. I know thy works. I know thy works. Have you seen what IPOB is doing? He knows thy work. And he knows thy tribulations. And he knows thy poverty. But thou art rich, in bracket, thou art rich. This is, he knows our suffering. He knows our tribulations. Who are actually crying today? Who are suffering? Who is, in a trial time? It is mostly black people, Africa. Now, and our people, mostly. In a bracket, but thou art rich. And he went ahead and said, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Are the synagogue of Satan. That's what he said here. Now in verse 10 he said, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. Are you hearing it? Into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. But thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Many people misquoted this, and they tell you that you must be loyal to your slaves, to your slave masters. It is not what it is actually talking about. What it is talking about here is that in every of your endeavor, do good, stand in a right position, actually file a rightful judgment. Don't judge people because you hate them. Because he knows those. He searches the heart. He knows those who are wicked and those who are good. So have every judgment you take upon yourself, let it be a righteous judgment. Because a righteous man will always face trial and tribulations. A righteous man will always go through, suffering before they will be actually be celebrated. Just like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going through now. He said, but thou art rich. Thou art rich. So if
It's not until you fall.
they say that the good thing cometh last. If ukwu kabazu can abia niru. That is how it is. That is how what he is teaching us here. So in that regard, I want you to know every time you actually think, if you also read Revelation 3:9 also, you will also find what I am saying there. Let me read it. Revelation 3:9. He says, behold, I will make them. Let me read from verse 8. I know thy work. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name. Because they will kill you for the sake of answering this name. Children of Chukwokikabiama, Israel, they will kill you for trying to restore this, the benefit or the kingdom of Israel, the kingdom of Elohim in the face of this planet Earth. They will kill you. For thou hast little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name. You are resolute about everything you do, fighting for the freedom of thy people. You are resolute, and you know that not by the things that the faction, that the fraternities that they have created to counter the things, the original things that Elohim has given to you. Elohim Chukwokika Abiyama. That you are fighting it. Even though they have the strength, they have the money, they have the connection, they have the media, they can sabotage you, they can kill you, they do everything. You will now come out to be victorious at the end of it. He said, in verse 9, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. You know why? To know that he has loved thee. He will make them to come and worship and bow before you. All this tribulation of colonialism and the exploitation of neo-colonialism you are facing, he will make them to acknowledge you. Those who are oppressing you, they will acknowledge you. They will know that the good thing is coming out of you. They will come all over the world to look for that good thing. But by that time, you have already now wise. You will know how to deal with them, because you will remember how they dealt with you. It is up to you to determine how to deal with them. That is what the book said. It is not my word. It is the word that these same people brought to us to use it to manipulate us. It is the word given to our ancestors, which they took, they went and used it to manipulate us. In the name they have brought us a gospel. It is not true. Be warned, beware. Make sure that you know the truth. It shall be the only thing that can make you free. The truth shall set you free. I am going to leave it here. Share this video. Follow us on that YouTube channel that you are watching us from. Share the video, like the page, and invite others to join. I want you to stay safe, stay informed. We have lasted here even more than expected. I believe we have lasted for almost an hour, 3 hours here, but this is where we are bringing it to an end. If you love it, follow the page, like, subscribe to that YouTube channel, and click the subscription button. Whenever you want us to come on this topic, bring to us something that is actually troubling your mind that you cannot understand. Bring it to us. We will analyze it for you. We will analyze it further for you. So that is the way it is. I might not be able to read your comments in that, those who are in that comment section, because I have on YouTube, because the place where I am supposed to be reading this comment from your side is actually moved, has actually moved. So let me see. Let me see if I am able to read it. Oh no. Now I will not be able to read it. So we will meet again.